Welcome to 100% Footy. We are on again for another year, and what a show to kick it off very soon. Nathan Cleary live in the studio. Cameron Munster one-on-one. Zac Lomax, will he ever return to rugby league after some huge news with him today? And the Hello Sport boys are here to take the you-know-what with 100% Dribble. And look, we found some friends as well. Welcome to 100% Footy with the rugby league back. So are we. Let's go.
It's showtime. The 2026 NRL Premiership begins. The outside, inside, Pockets in the clear. Then gets it out to Best. Bradman Best scores.
They get another chance. They can't get a better chance. The big game specialist has sealed the deal in Vegas.
Round one streak under Craig Bellamy extends to 23-0.
Boyd the Bob has got it to the goal line. They have got it so clean. This bloke can play.
Look out, here we go.
Here's the intercept from Jenkins, who's away. And the Panthers
have demolished the Broncos.
Duffy and run. It's Braden Trindle cutting that defence to ribbons. Stay ball, Braden. Stay ball.
An elegant left foot shot. Oh, he's got it. The kid has won the game. Ethan Sanders has broken the hearts of the Manly Seagulls.
Here's Walker. Oh, Fafita out wide. Johnston! And he's one try away from equaling Ken Irvine's record. Oh, here we go. They're putting it out wide, and it's not going to reach Johnston. And Latrell scores.
I nearly fell out of the commentary box. Trell, mate, just pass it to him.
Yes, it's good to be back, isn't it? Great to have your company wherever you're watching 100% Footy in season 2026. We've got this motley crew ready to go again. And what about these guys? A live studio audience from Gateway with us as well. And they're ready to go. Lots of different jerseys out there representing. Holy moly. We have Golden Point Epics. We have blowouts. We have everything. Paul Gallen, nice to see you.
G'day, Brace.
Ready to go?
Ready to go. Let's go.
And your Queenslander mate next year. Hello, Cameron.
Hello, Brace. How are you?
Nice to see you again, mate. Allana Ferguson.
Hello, Brace.
Ready to go?
Ready to go. Round one, aren't we all?
Oh, how good. And ladies and gentlemen, the top dog.
James Bracey, how you going?
Oh, yeah, Gus. Look at that. You survived Vegas?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Well, for an old bloke who doesn't drink and gamble, it was an easy trip for me, so I looked after myself pretty well.
Sounds a bit dull, but...
Yeah, I saw a few dusty characters.
Yeah. Gal, you survived, Just?
Yeah, Just survived, yeah. Look, if I come back and didn't have a go, you'd call me a coward, so...
Yep.
Absolutely.
I had a go.
Or I'd just spank you with a paddle.
I'll probably do it anyway. What about this?
What was the name of this restaurant called?
I don't know.
Heart Attack Grill. Heart Attack Grill. And you got the tat out, Gal.
Well, Sebby said get the demon out. You said get the demon out. You were the one who said it.
You said, should I get the demon out? And I said, yes, get the demon out. She gave it a right old backhand.
Didn't look like you hated it either, just quietly.
Oh, very good.
Bit of fun.
Now, James,
Yes.
You've had a very busy summer. You've been across to the Australian Open Tennis. You went across to the Winter Olympics.
Yes.
One of the things we teach our footballers is to get up when they're hurt and not show people they've got pain. What about you?
It was minus 14 some days doing the news crosses.
Look at this.
Look at the steam. I had so many layers on.
I loved every single night when the news come on, we would sit down and just watch you. Just seeing you freeze every night.
One of the most beautiful places we've been. You're up there in the Alps, so it was a privilege to be there. And what about our Olympians too, and our Paralympians at the moment doing a great job. Footy, should we get into it? Correct. This is going to be an amazing story, Cam, if this unfolds. Alex Johnston yesterday, you were there at Suncorp, gets try number, 211.
Yep.
Ken Irvine sits on 212. Friday night now against the Roosters at Allianz. It's set up beautifully, isn't it? There could have been more yesterday too.
Yeah, there was a lot of chances out on that left-hand side. One blatant one, really, where Trell could have just fed him the ball late in the game. He was wide open. We thought he was going to equal the record of Ken Irvine, but it's waited now for this week. They're playing the Chooks, and we all know the history between the Rabbitohs and the Roosters. And it's set up beautifully, isn't it? If he can get across the line and possibly score another one, what an evening it'll be.
Can you imagine if he breaks it versus the Roosters? What a story.
Massive.
It's going to happen.
What a story. But like the hatred between those two clubs, if he broke it against the Roosters, wow.
Yeah.
What a story.
He's a big chance of doing it.
Big chance. They're a good side.
If you've seen them playing on Sunday afternoon, they look so good. Now, I know they conceded 30 in the end, which wouldn't have pleased Wayne Bennett, but when everything clicks for them in attack, they are one of the best attacking teams in the competition.
I reckon moving Jai Gray to fullback as a master stroke. Look, Latrell Mitchell's the absolute superstar of the game, and at the end of the day, Jai can't do some of the things he can do, but playing fullback these days is such an effort area of the game. You just got to be on constantly. You've got to be on the ball. You've got to be constantly moving. You've got to be running 200 metres plus a game. That's not Latrell. You give Latrell the ball in big moments, he comes up with big plays. But Jai Gray, he's done a great job yesterday, and it's great to see him. Hopefully for him, keep that position. And they've got a star-studded lineup, don't they? Chloe Matangi, Walker, Murray, White and Mitchell, Graham. They've got some absolute stars in their side. They're a good side. If they can keep everyone on the park, they'll be a good side this year.
I tell you what, I loved seeing Cam Murray back out there, fit and firing. Because, like, the big guns, they stood up when they needed to. I thought Cody Walker's 40-20 really got them back into the game in that second half. But their pack are so hard-working, but to see Cam Murray back in there doing his thing, and he does so much, Gus. He generates the quick play the balls, he's got footwork, he's got the ball-playing ability, but that's what helps ignite those edges that they can easily just get to work when they've got that field position and to play off some of the work that they do in the middle.
Yeah, there's no doubt they've got strike power. I thought yesterday both teams wanted to play when they had the ball. Neither team wanted to play when they didn't have it. 40-30, I don't think would have pleased either, which I was a bit disappointed in the Dolphins because, you know, I was looking forward to seeing them this year. Last year they had a lot of injuries in their forwards. They scored 700 points, more than any other team, but they conceded nearly 600 in defence. And I thought, well, that'll be what the summer's all about, in keeping that defensive record, because they know they can score the points. But I thought both teams were pretty average in defence yesterday. Entertainment, but you know you want to be defending better than that if you're going to win games.
And now it's Rabbit Rooster Friday night footy. Doesn't get much bigger than this, with the Alex Johnston layer to it, and a Roosters side, Gus, coming off a disappointing loss across the ditch, and DCE's first game with his new club.
Yeah, well, who saw that coming? Firstly, the Roosters to go down like that. You know, it's not unusual for them to start the year slowly. They did it last year. They pick up pretty quickly. But for Daly Cherry Evans, you know, and I've seen this a lot with players who transfer clubs late in their career. They go off to training and they train through the off-season and you think everything's all right. And then that day comes where you've got to put on that new jersey and run out into the NRL game and go again. And then it gets very real, and it got very real for him the other night. I think he'd be a lot better for the run and better for the experience, and so too will be the Roosters. That combination might take a little while, but they're both experienced players. But, you know, I think it hit him in the face the other night. I'm not a Manly boy anymore. I'm here with the Roosters. And until you actually get out there and do it, you're not quite sure.
So that's a Friday night footy special. Gal, Thursday night, you've got a Broncos side coming off the back of being held scoreless by the Panthers, like the Roosters. Broncos, one of the pre-season fancies to go all the way.
Yeah, I wouldn't be overly concerned if I'm a Broncos fan. You've got to remember, I think it's only a couple of years ago, the Panthers won the premiership, well, kept scoreless in the first game the year after by a team. So, look, they weren't great the other night. They hardly had any ball. The key to early matches early in the season is to control possession, control field position, and complete well. And that's exactly what the Broncos didn't do. And the Panthers did. So, I mean, and look, mistakes like that, they're probably not acceptable. The coach would be filthy about that. But if you're a Broncos fan, I wouldn't be overly concerned at this stage. It's only round one, long season, and I'm sure they'll come good.
Yeah, not only that, winning the grand final last year, they had to come back from England after going across there and being beaten by Hull KR. They weren't good. But a lot of that goes to the Panthers. The Panthers were at their grinding best. They really just sat back and allowed Brisbane to beat themselves. They didn't do anything fancy. Panthers scored 4 tries, 2 from kicks, 1 from an intercept and 1 where Dylan Edwards ran past an injured player. So it's not as though they were brilliant in attack, the Panthers, but their ball control, their kick chase into the corners, and they just allowed the Broncos really to self-destruct, and that's what happened on the night.
Cam, in your new role at the Broncos, I know a lot of it's on the mental side of things. What's the chat to them this week when you're at training? Well,
it's really about addressing what went wrong for them on Friday night, and I just don't think they handled the expectation of the occasion. They were fronting up at home in front of their home crowd first time since the premiership. Big crowd, of course. There was nearly 50,000 there, and they're playing against who's regarded as the best team across the last 6 years of our competition. So I just think when it got a little bit hard, at times they were guilty of overplaying their hand and trying to go one out and trying to solve the issues individually instead of playing as a team like we've seen them play in the last 8 weeks of the competition last year. Now, we've seen them come from behind in those 3 finals matches. You don't want to build your season around performances like that. You want to start well. They haven't done that in their first 2 matches this year, one being the World Club Challenge and again in round 1. So what they need to do is they just need to go away, individually look at their own game and fix up those fundamentals of the game where they let themselves down. Now, I agree with Gus. Like, we called that game. They were that poor with their skills and their execution. Penrith just sat back and just said, just keep dropping it, boys. Keep giving us field position.
Well, Penrith kept applying pressure. I think that was the perfect draw for the Panthers. I mean, they were 4-time premiership winners going into last season. They lost their title in the ring at Suncorp Stadium against Brisbane. Lo and behold, when the draw comes out, you're playing Brisbane at Brisbane in your first game of the season. So they put a big red circle around that and said, well, we'll be going there to win. And they did. They didn't even concede a point. All those great players in the Broncos side, and they never looked like scoring a try on the night. The Panthers were just controlled. Brisbane did it to themselves.
I forgot you're up there, Smithy. So that means technically that's your first round one loss in your career.
Oh, nice, Gal. Good touch.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Hey, Gal, you can't win them all, mate. You can't win them all.
You did.
Well, it was obviously Craig Bellamy, not Craig.
Good early swipe there.
Well done, that's a good one.
And the big news, the talk is 2-year, $1.5 million deal for Mitch Barnett as well. That helps, in a way, fill that void that Payne Haas is going to be leaving Allana.
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, it's a massive loss. They've still got him for this season, obviously, which is huge, but just that generation in the momentum in the middle of the field is crucial. You need to have that bully, you need to have someone in there. So to be able to fill that void is huge. I don't think it's too worrying for the Broncos. As everyone said, like, they just need to get back to their own footy. But there were two teams coming into round one that I had extremely high expectations of to get the job done. And it was the Penrith Panthers and the Melbourne Storm. And they both played exactly the way that I thought they would. Like, true professionals, they know how to get their pre-season work done. They know how to handle the occasions. And they kick things off brilliantly. But by no means, I don't think many people would be writing this Broncos side off just yet.
Way too early in the year, no doubt about that. Stay with us. You're watching 100% Footy for the first time this year. Very soon, more comedy gold from Gal. Nathan Cleary, after the break, joins us live in the studios. We're going to go down memory lane with Beaver Menzies and Cameron Munster on 2025, both on and off the field. And then, the Hello Sport boys, they're back with more Dribble.
Coming up on 100% Dribble, we cover off on a few off-season scandals that went through to the keeper. Parramatta, huge loss.
Humiliated.
Nathan Cleary's roof collapses.
And Xavier Savage has an incredible arm on him.
That's all coming up on 100% Dribble.
Welcome back. He's 28 years of age, and at some resume, he's in 5 straight grand final appearances, 4 straight grand final wins, a couple of Clyde Churchills, and Nathan Cleary, a man on a mission in 2026 as he Panthers look to return to the summit of Rugby League, and he's here in the studio. Nathan, great to see you, mate.
Oh, thank you.
I think I saw some Panthers jerseys in the crowd there too, mate. So, they're getting some bang for their buck tonight. A huge year ahead, and going from the early indications with your side, massive on the field. But before we get into the footy, just a welfare check on you and your house. Have you sorted out the roofing situation?
We had a guy come out today from the insurance company, so he's had a look, and hopefully he can get the ball rolling a bit and get it all fixed.
So what exactly unfolded for those that are following you on the socials?
That's a big party.
Yeah. Yeah, partied the roofs down, I think. But no, I was at training, and then I was actually in the ice bath, and Dad had come in and goes, "Mate, your roof's caved in." I said, "What?" Got back to my phone, and I just had all these messages and missed calls of someone that was home, and then just came home to that. So
well, the Hello Sport boys, we'll hear from them a little later on. They're helping you out as well, mate. So
good man.
All will be well. 26 unanswered points against the reigning premiers. That's a pretty heavy way to start the year.
It was really pleasing. It's definitely not a performance that we're going to fall in love with ourselves over. It was very round one like. There was a lot of errors in the game from both sides, and certainly not our best footy, but I thought good signs in terms of our defence and turning up for each other and scrambling hard. Obviously keeping a side like Brisbane to 0. It's no easy feat, so very pleased with that.
It's a typical round one performance. Gus and I spoke about it on the night. Did you have any thoughts about last year, though, coming back to Brisbane up against the Broncos, the other team that knocked you out of the competition? Did you eye that off? You can be honest. You can be honest with us.
A little bit. Like we watched some periods of the game through the pre-season, and it was really disappointing periods that we watched. More so in terms of effort. And I thought, it was the first time in the sort of 4 or 5 year period of dominance we've had where I thought, we were beaten by a fitter team and the team coming home stronger, and that was disappointing. So we just wanted to, not let that happen again. More the effort areas, but yeah, coming into half time, I was thinking, I've been in this position before, and there's a few of those nerves coming back. But again, very happy with the way we came out in the second half.
Now, I want to ask you about your partnership with Blaze Talangi. It's obviously your second year together. Now, you're the senior figure there. You had guys like James Bracey try to bring you through. What are you doing to try to bring him along?
I think just trying to bring him out of his shell and allowing him to play freely and play confidently, and I thought he did that well the other night. Also, I think it's so easy to think about your attack all the time as a young player, and Blaze has worked super hard in his defence, so just encourage him to put his body on the line. I thought he was outstanding at that the other night. There's always big boys getting sent at him, but he constantly put his body on the line and shut them down in defence.
What about the madman, Liam Martin? When's he back? You got a sore calf? Is he out with a calf?
Calf, yeah. So he's a big chance for this week, but he's going pretty well, so we'll see what happens.
Nace, you wouldn't have been in that opening round match if it wasn't for your old man, Ivan Dennis Denudo, eat your heart out, taking the NRL judiciary to task. Run us through. So there's the shot. You've got a two-match ban in the trials. And he goes in there, he throws the book at the NRL, and there you are, free to play.
Yeah.
What was it like seeing your old man? There. It's like a court case, isn't it?
It was pretty weird experience. I've never done it before, and it was very nerve-wracking. But Dad held his own and spoke well, got the points across that we wanted to, and we obviously thought we had a pretty good case. That's why we went in there and.
That's the photo we've obtained.
And then, Dad's been claiming it ever since. So, good result and all worked out well.
Gus, you've always said with Ivan, you've sometimes had to check him for a pulse. He's made for the legal world.
Yeah, he's highly intelligent. But he had a good case there because I don't think you hit him in the head, did you?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
that was what came with it.
Any Tigers fans here? There we go.
You're not as good a witness as he is a QC, but that's important because if you didn't hit him in the head and you've gone to the sin bin and that's a big game, that's a huge loss for your team. They've got to get that right, haven't they?
Yeah, I think so. And, I could only imagine if that was for a preliminary final or grand final 100%. That was on the line. I was so nervous, and it was round 1 and 2. So, yeah, and we initially said straight away that we didn't believe I hit him in the head, and then there were some still shots that proved it. And, it's important.
But they kind of react to the collision and the crowd and everything like that. And then there's this compulsion that they've got to service that with some sort of punishment.
Yeah.
But you didn't hit him in the head. End of story.
Yeah. So part of the reason was they thought that I came out with unnecessary force as well, but I don't know.
Well, you tackled him too hard.
Well, Dad argued the fact that it's not against the rules to use force, and that's part of the great game of rugby league.
I thought it was ridiculous. I remember seeing it. I thought penalties will be sufficient. Then you get 10 in the bin. The issue for me, though, is right across the board. You see that happen that week. Then the next week over in Vegas, we see Burns hit Ponga in the head. Ponga stays down for a couple of minutes, realises that he's going to get a penalty, then realises that if he stays down too long, he can go for a HIA. Burns gets 10 in the bin, now faces a grade 2, could be suspended for a couple of weeks. And Ponga stays on the field, doesn't go for a HIA. And then we see Critters one, where direct force straight, this is what we hear from the referee, that's what we heard the referee that night, direct contact with the head. Now, Critter made direct contact with the head, but wasn't sent to the sin bin. How?
Nathan, I want to know how you're going with some of the rule changes that have happened over the summer as well. There seems to be a real bracing of the attacking side of things, the extended interchange as well. What have you made of it all?
Yeah, I don't mind the extended interchange. I think it puts those guys in a hard position though. So we had a guy in the week, Carney going, he made his club debut, but he wasn't sure if he was going to get on or not. So it's like you can't really celebrate those things till after the fact now. But that's just, rolling with the punches. And I think it does create better scenarios for the HIAs, and some teams, they weren't carrying any utilities on the bench last year, and they had an HIA to the outside back, completely changes the game. So I don't mind it in that regard, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Couple of questions. Firstly, in review of last season, I don't think you lost it at the end of the year. You probably lost it in the first half of the season, set yourself a big task. What's different this year about it? And in previous years, being defending premiers, you've been World Club Challengers or you've been to Vegas. This year, you've sort of flown in under the radar to that perfect round 1 game. What's the feeling different this year compared to last year's?
Yeah, a bit of continuation from last year. Also the fact that we didn't lose a significant member of the squad as well. Every year we've lost 1 or 2 huge members of the team. So this year we pretty much kept the same 17. So that definitely helped. Not going overseas, as you touched on, and sort of gave all of us a full pre-season. And yeah, I agree. I think last year it was a massive effort to get back to the finals after where we were after 12 rounds or so, coming dead last. But there were things in those first 12 rounds that reared their head in that Broncos game, I think. And, you know, we addressed that, and a lot of it was around our training standards, keeping each other accountable, having trust to do that as well, and really valuing that teamwork side of things. And yeah, I think the pre-season's been great, but you know, you got to invest in that every week. It's not something that you can just turn on when you need to come finals. So I thought it was proven last final series.
In your team, a lot of the blokes that don't get the raps are the ones that probably deserve it. Your forwards, I thought, were really good the other night, really diligent.
They are immense, our forwards, honestly. They've been the absolute backbone of our team over the last 5-6 years, and you're right, I think they do get overlooked sometimes. And yeah, there's actually a lot of guys in our team that just put their body on the line, put the team first each and every week, and without those guys, you just can't have a high-performing team. And very grateful to play alongside not only those forwards, but the rest of those guys out there as well. We
interviewed Dylan Edwards coming off the field at half-time. We were talking about what round one football looks like, and he said something. He said, you have to put your ego in your back pocket and play for the team. And it looked like you played the perfect round one sort of mentality, and it really frustrated them into plenty of errors during the game. I suppose that was the idea of the night.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely not going to be too many pretty tries in round one. We knew that, and we knew we had to invest in our defence and that teamwork side of things to get a result and put them in tough positions. And yeah, you sort of look at the tries we scored, and they were all, I guess you look at it as sort of lucky sometimes, but we're putting ourselves in the right positions to capitalise on it, and that was the most important thing.
Casey McLean, how good is he?
He's just scratching the surface. He could be absolutely anything. Some of the things he does at training, he rolls into training with a dead head every single morning. But
isn't that the look these days?
Yeah, well, he's only 19, you know, so he's
That's
just
crazy.
you know, at home playing PlayStation, then rolls in, and he's just an absolute freak. But he does, once he gets into training, his attention to detail and his willingness to get better, and just his care for the game as well is really impressive.
No, if you're 28, you've still got plenty of footy in front of you. But many people, like us, believe you're the best player in the game currently. Represented Australia, represented New South Wales, a couple of Clive Churchills, 4 premierships. What is it that you think about or you want to try and work on and get better at every single day?
Well, I think that's what drives me, is that the opportunity to try and get better every single day, and that's probably more of a holistic approach, not only as a footy player but as a person and as a leader now too. There's so many young guys coming into our squad. We're having lunch today and there's a young guy in our squad. He's born in 2008. And I was just like, this is just unbelievable. I'm 11 years older than this guy. Like, what is going on? But that offers, you know, new opportunities for us as the senior figures to, you know, turn these guys into NRL players and make them the best that they can be. And I really enjoy that aspect of it. And, you know, I don't sort of see my journey as I've got to tick off the premierships or the medals and all that sort of stuff. I think that's a byproduct of the day-to-day grind and, yeah, just trying to squeeze the lemon of the talent I have as much as I can.
It's a great insight into the mind of a champion of the game. Can you stick around for a little bit longer?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Nathan Cleary joining us here. The Hello Sport Boys have got a message for the Panthers superstar in a moment. And not too far away, Steve Beaver Menzies is in the house. Kev Munster one-on-one with Marlee Silva as well. A jam-packed 100%. We're back for 2026. Welcome back to our first episode of 100% Footy for the year. Now, more with Nathan Cleary in just a moment, but it is halves partner from that successful Kangaroos Ashes tour of the UK who we switch focus to now. For Cameron Munster, well, 2025 was massive on the pitch. From origin glory to grand final heartache, but as we're about to see with Marlee Silva in this one-on-one interview, there's always a lot going on off the field for the Melbourne Storm Madman.
Say something awful.
We start with some tragic news this morning. Cameron Munster's father, Stephen, unfortunately passed away.
I watch you stumble.
Cam will exit camp to be with his family.
What I love about the game so much is that it is a community. You were going through a pretty horrific time with the loss of your dad. It felt like the community wrapped themselves around you. Is that how it felt for you?
Yeah, it did, Molly. It was one of those things where you feel like
a robot when it comes to rugby league. You've just been told to do this and told to do that, and you just put your body on the line all the time. But then when you look back on it and be able to see how much support I got, not only from the Queensland Rugby League, not only the New South Wales Rugby League, but just rugby league in general, from everyone around the game. Whether they've hated me or loved me in my time as a Queenslander, I was playing for Australia or playing for the Storm, I just felt so much support around the game, and I'm forever thankful for the community. It's really sad to lose loved ones, and I'm obviously still hurt to this day. You obviously have so many memories of your own parents, of certain things that you like to look back on, but there's always someone doing it tougher than yourself. Like, yeah, I've lost a loved one and an idol and probably a mentor for me, and he's probably moulded me into the person I am, and probably won't change my values ever in life with the way he brought me up.
The siren's about to go! This could be it! It's all over!
You can see the disappointment in the Melbourne Storm.
This season, it seems like you got some young, fresh talent, clean slate after the loss last year. What's the plan?
The last couple of years we've been in the grand final, but that was because of our hard work and what we've been able to achieve as a group and as a core. But probably as a whole collective, we've probably been inconsistent, and that just showed on the biggest stage.
That was too easy.
We had some chances last year. When you look back on it, we looked at the review, they scrambled really well, Broncos, and they wanted it more, and they were a lot hungry. And yeah, we can sit back there and go, we want high expectations, we want to go one further, but the more we look into the future and worry about what we can't control is we won't even make finals. So.
Sit back and enjoy the Melbourne Storm.
The world's a oyster, and hopefully we can build on the last couple of years.
Get used to that.
Cameron Munster, always a great yak, one of the game's true entertainers, and last year like no other for him, both on and off the pitch. And look, Nathan, I guess one of the things we love about rep footy, and we see it mate against mate, state against state, and state of origin, you then getting pitted with him in a Kangaroos jumper as well. What was it like actually being alongside him and getting to know him?
Yeah, I always enjoy being able to team up with him because, yeah, it's always so much against each other. But, yeah, getting to know him, he's a champion human being, and you see that in that clip there. And he's also a fantastic footy player. He comes across as this larrikin that, you know, he's got everyone's laughing all the time, but he's like Rayman with footy. He remembers everything, every game. He'll bring up something from a Penrith game 4 years ago in round 3, just something that we did. And, yeah, I really enjoy getting to spend time with him and playing alongside him.
I know you don't miss any of the footy. You watch every minute of it, Nath. When the Melbourne Storm took on the Eels, they put 52 points on them. I'd love to know what you thought about the way that they handled the ruck. And obviously they've always been all over that, and they made so many of their metres through the middle. Harry Grant came in and he dominated it. But even just the new rules and how much they are calling up those 6 agains and gaining that momentum, do you think that at the moment they're coming into this as prepared as you possibly could be? Because it really didn't look like they missed too many opportunities. And also maybe just your take on Harry Grant as a whole and the way that he conducted that whole performance.
Yeah, well, I think just their spine as a whole, like they are probably the best when there's one marker or a quick ruck, and they're all genuine ball runners and so strong and got a great awareness of the game. And you saw Harry the other night, there was so many times that, you know, their strong forwards would leave one player down and there'd be one marker and Harry would just get out and just be conducting it all. So, yeah, I thought they were amazing. They were definitely the best team on the weekend, I reckon, just the way they played and the way they connected. But, yeah, I think their spine just does that so well when they generate a quick ruck. They're ready to play, and they're all very strong ball carriers.
How did you find playing with Harry? I mean, is he difficult to read? I mean, have you got to be more alert with him? Is it much of a combination, or are you trying to tap into more the way he runs?
It's definitely different, yeah. I was trying to tap into what he's sort of looking for and where he's going to go. But a lot of the time, it's sort of hard to predict that. So I think the more you get to play with players like that, the better you understand them and know their sort of nuances of what they usually do. But yeah, it was a little bit different, but again, just such a great player to play with and really controls that ruck and jumps out much more than someone like Mitch Kenny. But yeah, it's sort of adapt into that and find the right holes to run into.
So the Eels on the receiving end big time there. That first 10 minutes, if you're a Parramatta fan, you're thinking this might be the year. How do they find that and do another 7 times over this week against the Bronx?
Yeah, well, Para have a great side, and you know I think they were just blown away a bit by some of the ruck speed and you know Melbourne's spine just capitalising on that. But you look through their team and they're very dangerous, and they showed that. They had 12 men at the start, and they put on a great try. But yeah, I just thought they got a bit blown away, and I think you know what better scenario than up at the Bronx to turn it around, and I'm sure they'll put in a big performance.
You're talking about game speed. I mean, a lot of the people are talking about the 6 agains and the increase in 6 agains and the speed of the game. Did it feel different, the football on the weekend? Did it look different to you compared to what it was last year?
Not really, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think it was too different. I think the game as a whole right now is very fast anyway, but I think it makes it enjoyable to watch. I think it's just momentum's a big part of it, and a lot of people talk about that, but that was such a big part of it last year too. So, it's finding the best ways to deal with momentum when it's against you, but also, capitalising on it when you have that momentum.
Nace, one more before we hear from the Hello Sport boys and their take on your current predicament at home. Zac Lomax today announcing 2 years off to rugby union. Western Force wants to be a Wallaby in 27 at a World Cup here in Australia. This one will divide opinion in the rugby league world, whether or not some have got that view. Don't let the door hit you on the you-know-what on the way out and never come back. Would you like to see Zac? Are you disappointed with how this has played out?
Yeah, it's sort of hard to say. It feels like it's been a bit of a whirlwind, this whole saga. At the end of the day, Zac was probably jumped the gun a bit early leaving Para, but we're also losing such a great player from our game. So yeah, I'm sure it's torn from both sides. I know what Para fans would be thinking, but at the end of the day, I think we want our best talent staying in the NRL. So. All the best to him. I'm sure he'll kill it there.
Well, at the moment, he's only signed for 2 years. So if he comes back to rugby league, I know you played a lot of junior rugby union. What are some of the skills that he could learn and I guess come back and contribute even more to league? Because he's already a weapon of a player. We know that's why we don't want to lose him.
Yeah.
But what do you sort of think he can bring back if he comes back to league?
I think it's just an experience thing as well. I think, you grow by doing different things, and, obviously he's got the opportunity with the World Cup next year in rugby union to take that on. But, I think he's such a threat in the air, so I'd love to be able to see that once him take that over to union. They've also got Joe Suoliti there as well. So, hopefully one day they all end up back in league. That'd be nice, and bringing back new skills. But we'll have to wait and see.
Big loss for the Blues, no doubt, with no Lomax there. Now, the Hello Sport boys, they've been very busy in the off-season. When there's no footy, they try and provide as much entertainment to fill the void. And in season 2026, they are back here on 100% footy with nothing but pure, unadulterated, 100% dribble.
You are listening to 100% Dribble with Hello Sport. What's up, punters and dribbles? We're back for another year. Hello Sport and Channel 9 teamed up to bring you 100% Dribble for 2026. And we're doing it all thanks to our good friends at Good Day Daily Multivitamins. 1 sachet into water, it's the least you can do. Let's get into it. All right, now let's kick things off here, Edward, with some off-season scandals. Nothing too salacious. We know it can get salacious. But there were a couple of things that I reckon people thought had gone through to the keeper that we went, not so fast.
We could not miss this one. Dear close personal friend, Phil Gould, have you heard of him?
Yes, I have.
Now, Phil has walked into the toilet of a restaurant out bush, okay, and has been so taken back by the dunny door, right, that he's had to take a photo of it.
What he didn't realise when uploading it was that the downlights reflected off the sheen of the door, illuminating the fires, and also the double handhold of the phone with the beautiful gold ring.
Very boomer, very elegant, very understated.
It was fantastic. It's honestly one of Phil's, in a career of great moments, and obviously he's got many great rugby league moments, so this might be his best off-field work.
Yeah, and the nice little acknowledgement once he deleted it with a whoops.
Yeah, whoops.
Chef's kiss. Love it. Phil, come on the potty.
Come on the pod.
Come on the pod.
Phil wasn't the only person to fall foul of a camera over the summer months. Manly Seagulls coach Anthony Seibold, after a morning run, some would assume, took a moment on the Manly Corso to meditate shirtless.
It was breath work, it was going internal, it was manifesting a great season. He obviously needs to do more of it after the weekend's performance, but I quite liked it. I say this, he's in bloody good nick. He's in bloody good nick, which is probably why he's doing it down on the Corso, Tom. A lot of eyeballs, a lot of traffic. Look at the new bod.
Shout out to Ozempic. Parramatta Eels got pumped on the weekend, Eddie, and you hate to see it. 52-4 against the Melbourne Storm. That's back-to-back round one 50-point humpings that they've received. The coach, Jason Riles, he came out after the game and said that they need to have a schooner of reality.
We just have to a big schooner of reality and move on.
Yes, he did, Tom. And here's the reality, Jason. Any team that's conceded 50 points in the regular season has never gone on to win the comp. So you can already put a line through the Eels. Season's done.
Move on.
No, I won't move on, Stu. This is my show.
Keep talking.
Eels are done. Season over.
Move on.
Mate, this is our segment with Channel 9, all right? This is our big segment, and you keep interrupting me. The season's over. It's done. It's finished.
I may jump across the mic in any second.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, we'll move on.
Now, if we can just get serious for a second here, Ed. NRL superstar Nathan Cleary's roof collapsed during the week. Reports are suggesting that it was the weight of the marble and gold leaf.
That's right.
Just his whole kitchen was
decimated.
It was decimated.
I mean, it's terrible to see, Tom.
We thought that what better opportunity than now to start a GoFundMe to help Nathan fix the gold marble roof.
Links on screen right now. Give what you can to a man who's clearly going through it at the moment. He's struggling.
The fact he was even able to perform on Friday night was shocking.
Well, it's a miracle.
Yeah, it is. Listen, on behalf of obviously us, Matt Stanton, the whole family at Nine Entertainment Co. Holdings Limited. Just thinking of you, Nathan.
Thinking of you, mate.
Thinking of you.
Thinking of you.
Let's move on. Now, Manly lost to the Raiders in Golden Point, and you couldn't wipe the smile off Ethan Sanders' face as he hit the game winner. But that's not actually what I want to talk about. It's about a young man named Xavier Savage. Have you heard of him?
Yes, I have, Tom. Now, he was taking photos with fans after the games, doing the rounds. Now, there was two gentlemen up in the Four Pines Japanese Lager Bar who couldn't get down to get a selfie with Xavier. But where there's a will, there's a way. Hell of an arm there, Xavier. Hell of an arm, son.
That's right, and that's us done and dusted for week one, round one. Pumped to be back. Shout out to Channel 9 for having us back on. Shout out to Good Day. It's the least you can do. And I hear Beaver Menzies is coming up on the show. Ask him about the WhatsApp group we're in together.
Just ask him. Beaver's best friends. Ask him about that.
Ask him about Beaver's best friends.
Ask him about it.
Unless that was meant to be a secret. Anyway, catch you next week.
Oh, they're good. The Hello Sport boys are back. Mate, the GoFundMe page. We're thinking of you, mate.
Oh, wow, so generous of them. Such great guys.
That's good stuff. Before we let you go I know you went to the Matildas match last night, see Mary and her mates. 3-3 draw. A win would have kept her in Sydney. You would have seen a lot more of her, but now she's on the way to WA.
Yeah, she's off to WA now, unfortunately. But, yeah, just a little blip in the radar. I'm sure they'll turn it around. I think they're playing on Friday night over there. So, yeah, just want to wish them all the best. And
we've got to get her some more ball, Nath. Straight to Mary. I'm not joking. She's a weapon. Yeah, I was there. Took my daughter. It was awesome. It was really cool.
Yeah. Mate, great to have you on. Thanks for all the insights in there. Nathan Cleary joining us here on 100% Footy for the first time in 2026. And you heard it from the Hello Sport boys. Steve Beaver Menzies is in the house. There he is. Hello, Beaver. How are you, mate? He's going to join us here. A retro guest going down memory lane right after this very short break. Thanks so much for watching us. See you in a moment.
There he is, and listen to the crowd, boys. Here comes the Beaver. He's got the headgear back on. Love to see him score a try. Now, it's come from Alfred to Beaver. He got it away for Robertson. He got it back to the Beaver. Menzies has scored.
The man, Steve Beaver Menzies. What a moment that was way back in 2008. And we're pleased to say our retro guest tonight is the one and only Beaver. Great to see you, mate.
Thanks for having me.
You made some friends in the crowd over there.
Yes, a couple down there. Well, I was looking for the Seagulls jerseys.
No, there's one. I made them put them at the back.
Oh, there's
there we go.
There's two.
I've got to say, now Cameron Smith was here, but he sat sidelined to watch what you did back in 08, and he chose not to be here tonight for this segment as well. But mate, when you look at that and you think back to 08 and and what you've been able to achieve as a footballer, that one's got to stand out.
Yeah, look, that's to grow up and be a local junior and only ever want to play for one club and sort of go through, and that's your dream, and then you play so many games and then you get one more chance to win a grand final and to go out and do that and score the try. And
that was 18 years ago.
Yeah,
can you believe it?
It's a bit freaky, yeah, but
that's ridiculous.
No, you're very, very lucky to. Nathan sort of touched on it. The players you play with, there's so many other heroes in the team that allow you to do that for 16 years,
Yeah, that was probably one of the highlights of your career, but I want to ask you about playing with Cliffy Lyons. I'm pretty sure Cliffy Lyons still running around today somewhere.
With a dart hanging out of his mouth.
I think he still plays somewhere. But How was it playing with him, and how many tries do you reckon he got off him?
I should find that out because I don't know the actual answer. But Cliffy was just one of those, he'd just say, get me the ball, and off he'd take. And speaking to Cliffy afterwards, we never sort of had a set move, but he just said, I would just wait for the defence to react and he would do the opposite. You know, he'd run, and we just had a combination that...
Running off him, could you feel how much extra time he created for himself?
Yeah, it was... As a ball runner, you're dependent on the ball player. You can hit the best hole in the world, and without someone hitting you on the chest at the right time, you're irrelevant, you're useless. So, and I've run off, hundreds of ball players, and there's maybe 2 or 3. I could just run anywhere I want. If there was no gap there, I'd cut inside or skip to the outside and talk my way through it, and he'd just look and go whoop and just hit you on the chest. It's just a pleasure. You understand the skill that these people have when you're relying on them so much.
When you talk about football like that and playing like that, all right, and you obviously watch a lot of the football today, how different is it today? I mean, if you walked into training as an 18-year-old today, what position would they put you? Where would they put you?
But that's like a... People ask Cliffy the same question. I did a gig with me and Cliffy maybe a month ago, and they said, if you played today, would you make it? But if someone came in and said, you need to do 15 carries a half and this and that, that wasn't my game. I don't think I would have... definitely wouldn't be the player that I...
Well, you were a lock forward who just followed Cliffy all around the field, right side, left side, down short sides, on long sides, all over the field. You're a lock forward. You look at the way the lock forwards play today, who are virtually ball-playing front rowers or play like halfbacks. That wasn't you.
No.
And today they don't let them rove all around the field. They don't let the 5'8" rove around all the field. It's just different football, isn't it?
It's different, and they're bigger, faster, stronger, better athletes. But the anticipation. I still think there's a place for a rover that can be half an opportunity or being in the right place at the right time can turn half a chance into a try. And in tight games, that can be the difference. So it's a good question. I'm not sure I would have made it.
Did you enjoy playing under this guy at Origin level?
No, he was amazing. His knowledge of, and I hear it in the commentary. When you hear things, and he sees things other people don't see, and it's when you're at that level to sit and just have a chat to someone that sees different games and sees every player. He could tell you right arm carry, left arm offload. He's got a weak inside shoulder, or it's pretty special.
When you look at that headgear, right? That was synonymous with you, Beaver and the headgear. Now we're seeing Jake Trbojevic run around in this new
2.0
high-tech thing. It is.
3.0, it could be 3.0.
It could be, mate. Could be 10.0. It's been a while since you're on the field, Beaver. But look, I mean, this thing's amazing. Apparently, the technology behind all this, it's all about concussion, protecting the head, and data downloading.
Yeah, look, I think it's... when you first look at it, it looks a little bit in your face. But once he's running around, to be honest, I didn't notice it too much. It's just, honestly, it'll be a couple of weeks.
You go to bed in your headgear, don't you, Beaver?
I still have it.
You still have it every day.
Beaver, what about the Manly side this year? How do you think they'll go? I mean, it's a little bit of doom and gloom, and talk about it. I actually don't think they'll make the 8 on one. That has been a little bit.
He's dooming it.
There he is.
Well, mate, I'm not here to admit it. I've been a bit gloomy on them. I don't think they will make the 8. But yeah, what do you think?
Did they not show enough the other night? I don't know.
They got beaten.
By 1 point against the team that came first.
They still lost.
All right, so we got this game on Sunday. That's our Sunday footy up against the Knights, who played tremendously over in Vegas, but it's a big trip coming home. What positives did you take out of your boys? I mean, Fogarty's come in. I thought his kicking game in the first half was pretty impressive, but what gives you hope about this Sunday in particular?
No, I think obviously Sunday Brookvale Oval is big for the boys. They'll get a huge crowd again. I just think they competed. There was probably 15 minutes of that second half that they're off the ball, let in 3 tries, and that was the difference. You got to, in this game, and it's been mentioned on the panel, you got to use your momentum. You got to score points when you have it. When you don't have it, you've got to stop the tries. And if we stop another try, then they win it. And Canberra a pretty good benchmark. So it's. Yeah, they shouldn't be too disappointed. Massive match on Sunday, always is at Brookie. Before we let you go, what's keeping you busiest these days? I'm a mortgage broker, real job, so it's, just getting home loans for people and my own business, it's good. And then with Cliffy doing a few gigs on the side, as a couple of short balls. Cash? Yeah, always. Invoice.
There's not many people turning down envelopes.
Invoice.
Can't even beat cash.
Beaver, enjoy Sunday. You'll be there sideline, no doubt? Yes?
100%.
Flying the flag for the mighty Seagulls. Great to have you on that.
For
the true champions of our game, Beaver Menzies, our retro guest. Episode 1, 100% Footy. Still plenty more to come very soon. We'll look ahead to round 2. Our tab top 3. What are we most pumped about? Find out from our superstar panel right after the break. Welcome back to 100% Footy. Loving the vibe here tonight as we kick off a massive season on 9. It is time for our tab top 3. 3 big issues leading into round 2. What are we most pumped about? Gal, your old mate Josh Hannay at the Titans, under the pump after a 50-point drubbing of the Sharks.
Yeah, weren't they woeful? They play the Dolphins this weekend, but the Titans the other day were terrible. Look, this should be the Titans last year. They could attack, they could score points, but they couldn't defend, and you'd think that's all they would have worked on in the off-season is defending and pressing defensive systems, but they were terrible. And I think the issue for me at half-time, it was 34-0 to the Sharks. The Sharks played great, not taking anything away from the Sharkies. But at half-time, the Titans had 51% of the ball, had 26 tackles in the Westpac red zone and couldn't score a point. So for me, that was the biggest issue for them. Again, their defence is horrible, so they've got to fix that very, very quickly. So, Josh, get the tackle bags out.
Queensland Derby, Titan v Dolphin. Gal goes whack. We get to see the Tigers, Gus, for the first time in 2026.
Yeah, they had the bye in the first round, so they'll be interesting to get some football. We saw a little bit of them in the trials, but their season starts this weekend. And they've got some good players in this team if they can just put it all together. I think last year was a great learning curve for them, and I'm excited about what the Tigers can do this year.
Dream baller, all eyes on him this.
Oh, he's a freak, isn't he? So good.
He's a great
player.
Am I allowed to say that?
That was an epic try.
I'll tell you, he's a great player. Macassini.
Not sure I'm allowed to say that. Am I allowed to say that?
You can give anyone a rap here, Gus.
Play on.
How about Macassini, the winger? Did you see him in the
what
trial
a
games?
weapon.
Mate, what an absolute weapon. He's dead set like Jonah Lomax. He's an absolute weapon, that kid. He's only 18 too.
Someone who's a gun winger but doesn't look anything like the size of Jonah Lomu. Alex Johnston. Will they or won't they? The crowd storming the field. Look, we want the game to go on, so the advice is if he gets the record, stay in the stands, cheering from there. Uncle Wayne Bennett even saying the same thing. He doesn't want to see it happen. A half-hour stoppage in a game is a huge momentum killer, Allana. So we've got to celebrate in style regardless, though.
Oh, won't it be awesome? I think everyone would be pumped to see it happen in this game too. Hunting history in the classic game, the Roosters versus the Rabbits. What are you chuckling at, Gus?
The Roosters aren't going to let that happen.
You don't think? Do you know what I thought? Do you know what I thought South Sydney did really well round 1 to stop it? Was I actually thought they played right a fair bit and attacked and just took a lot of that pressure off, particularly early on. They hit some lead runners. Kurt Capewell had a blinder as a result of it. But they've also shown that they can ask other questions to throw them off. So I'm not underestimating that.
The Roosters' entire game plan is going to be do not let this happen versus us.
Well, when you've got them thinking like that, maybe that's when you surprise them.
We'll see.
I can't wait. Friday night footy at its best.
So you're encouraging people to jump on field?
I said don't.
Don't do that.
I said don't.
I'm saying don't do that.
No, half hour. It's too long.
No, I thought he just said something a bit cheeky.
20 seconds
I just did a
feel
whole,
on not doing it.
I just gave a 30-second editorial
and then
on
you said
stay in the stands.
but then there's a but.
Yeah. No, there was no but.
Yeah, there was.
No.
Gal doesn't listen.
No, he doesn't
never.
listen. You're right. I defended him all last year.
Stay in the stands.
Stay with us. We're coming back after the break, Gal. That's what we're coming back after the break. It's been good fun tonight. We're wrapping things up with our tips for the 9 games this weekend. Broncos, Eagles Thursday night, and then, of course, an action-packed weekend along the way. Gal, your 3 winners.
I'm going the Broncos, the Roosters and Manly.
Allana?
Ooh, I'm going to go the Broncos into the Rabbits into Joey's Knights, actually.
All right. Gus, top dog?
I'm going into the 3 losers to bounce back. Bronco, Rooster, Sea Eagle. All right. All bounce back.
All those matches right here on 9. 7:30 Thursday and Friday, Eastern Daylight Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time with Denica and the team from Brookie on Sunday. Gal, nice to have you back in form, mate. Survive Vegas. Allana, great form as always. Thank you, top dog. And a massive thank you to this lot here tonight. You guys are amazing. Thanks so much for your company. We will catch you back here next week. Bye for now.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.